Every one of us knows what we can do to improve our relationship with Allah Azza wa Jalla a little bit. What we can give up for His sake. How we can increase His love in our hearts. We just have to put effort. Our time is flying and it's being taken and spent on things. Many of them won't benefit perhaps. Some of them are essential, like going to work and like eating. There's no way around those. But it's just slipping by. And the only way to take it back is again through having a relationship with Allah. Making dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Talk about overcoming temptations. So we talked about your heart being filled with the love of Allah Azza wa Jal. This bond with Allah Azza wa Jal. Or also with people. And that how it helps get rid of addictions. Let me give you an interesting way of getting rid of temptations or not acting upon temptations. This is a true story. This is a sheikh, an Arabic sheikh that I happened upon for the qadr of Allah, maybe so I can share it with people. And this sheikh solves every problem you present him with 2 rak'at. Every problem you present him, he solves it with 2 rak'at. So, and I heard him explaining this. He says, a guy came to me, he said, "Ya Sheikh, I look at women a lot." One of those guys. He's always peeking at women. I call those brothers at their peak performance. Yeah? So he's peeking all the time and everything. He says, "Sheikh, help me. I look at women too much." The Sheikh said, "It's really simple, but you have to commit to this. Every time you look at a woman," and I don't mean accidental look or like, you just business dealing look where there's no desire involved, but like look. He said, every time you look at a woman, pray 2 rak'at. Any time of the day, you look at a woman, the way that's improper, go pray 2 rak'at. See what's happening now. What's the formula? Why does this work? What is the bigger deal for Iblis? Does Iblis love that you look at a woman more so than he hates that you pray 2 rak'at to Allah? He hates that you pray 2 rak'at to Allah more than his love that you disobey by looking at a woman. True? So he said, every time you pray 2 rak'at, you look at a woman, pray 2 rak'at. The guy said, I'm a kind of a receptionist. A lot of women. He said, just pray 2 rak'at. The guy said, the first day I prayed like 5 times, 10 rak'at. The next day I prayed 8 rak'at. After that 6 rak'at, then 4, then 2. Then he said, after that, before I even look, if I hear a woman coming, like I hear her voice, she's on the phone, or I hear her high heels, tuck, 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 like that, the shaitan will tell me, don't look. If you look, you have to pray 2 rak'at, and just don't look. And he called the sheikh and said, Sheikh, I don't look at all now. Sheikh said, another guy came with a similar problem. He said, Sheikh, I smoke. And you know the smokers. Make dua. The dua of cigarettes, right? They make dua. Sheikh said, let me tell you something. Every time you smoke a cigarette, make fresh wudu. Even if you have wudu, make fresh wudu and pray 2 rak'at. The guy said, Sheikh, I smoke 2 packs a day. He said, make fresh wudu and pray 2 rak'at. And you know how smokers quit, right? This guy said, the first day, I prayed 10 rak'at. That means he smoked 5 cigarettes. He went from 2 packs to 5 cigarettes in the first day. Make fresh wudu and pray 2 rak'at. He said then the second day, notice second day only, I prayed 4 times, 8 rak'at. And then the third day, 3. The fourth day, 2. The fifth day, just 1 cigarette. He prayed 2 rak'at. He said after that, every time I want to smoke a cigarette, or I think maybe I should smoke a cigarette, Shaytaan will come to me and say, if you smoke, now you have to make wudu all over again and get wet and pray 2 rak'at. Just leave the cigarette. So the Shaykh then wrote about the 2 rak'at solution in his book. He said, then a young man read the book and he called me. He said, Shaykh, I read about your 2 rak'at solution and I used to miss Fajr. And it would make me so angry to miss Fajr. He said, one day, at night, I sat up in my bed, just alone. There's nobody in my room, just like a madman. I sat up in my bed and I said out loud, Wallahi al-Azim, if I miss Fajr tomorrow, I will pray 100 rak'at. He'll pray 50 times extra salah. He said Fajr came, no alarm clock, nothing. Iblis said, get up quickly, it's Fajr time. He said for 1 year, I never missed Fajr. And I would show up before the mu'adhin even at the masjid. And then they realized that and they gave me the keys to the masjid, and now I'm the one who opens up the masjid for Fajr. And I really love this idea of the 2 rak'at. The only way it will work though is if you commit to it. And I wanted to share it with you because you might use it for whatever. Maybe one of us in here has an anger problem. Every time I lose my temper, I'm going to make fresh wudu and pray 2 rak'at. And the Prophet ﷺ said, when you lose your temper, the shaitan moves you around wherever he wants to take you. Just like the Prophet ﷺ likened it to how you move a donkey around. You just take the reins and you steer the donkey anywhere, the donkey just goes with you. The shaitan will make you do things you would never do when you're angry. When you're angry, he makes you do things you would never do otherwise. He steers you like that. So maybe now I want to break this hold of the shaitan on me. And every time I lose my temper, I make wudu and I pray 2 rak'at. After that, the shaitan would not want you to lose your temper. You're about to get upset, he'll tell you, calm down brother, calm down. No need for 2 rak'at right now. Maybe every one of us has something different, some different temptation we want to pull away from. Be dedicated and try the 2 rak'at system. Give it a shot, give it a try. But you have to be dedicated to it. Because the shaitan's with you the whole time. And if he sees that sometimes you do it and then you're just bluffing the other times, oh, okay, this guy's not serious. But if you're serious, he doesn't want you to make 2 more rak'at. And he'll stop trying to entice you. Yes, it is true. I can fight temptations with Allah Azza wa Jal. I can't fight it with 2 rak'at. And I'm not going to allow anyone to come to me and say, you're unrealistic and you need a therapist. Well, some people need a therapist. Some things can be solved. These are actual examples of people who fixed things in their life. And you can't tell me that before therapy was invented, how did humanity fix their problems? How did the believers know how to fix their problems? How did the believers find comfort? Through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It needs some dedication. It needs some effort on our part. And you make effort, and Allah Azza wa Jal is a shakir and a shakur. He appreciates your effort. Allah Azza wa Jal appreciates. And that is such an important quality for us to understand. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not appreciate, the minute you would start an act of worship, the shaitan would be able to trick you. And you would say, Allah doesn't need this act of worship. And Allah Azza wa Jal is worshipped by the angels, better quality, better quantity, and I'm never focusing in my salah, so I might as well give up. No. Allah appreciates what you do. And if Allah wasn't appreciative subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wouldn't take the one little deed that you did and multiply it by 10. And then multiply that by 7. And then multiply that by 100. And on top of that, وَاللَّهُ يُضَاعِفُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ. And Allah keeps multiplying for whomever He wills. If Allah was not appreciative of what you did, would He multiply it like that? Just the fact that we have this formula is proof that Allah appreciates what you do. So all we have to do is we have to put some effort towards Allah Azza wa Jal. Fill our hearts with the love of Allah Azza wa Jal. Fight our temptations through our relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal. Whether it's a 2 rak'at, whether it's constant tawbah, whether it's rushing back to Allah Azza wa Jal in repentance, in worship. Just some effort from our part. Sallallahu wa barak ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.